I never realized silence could feel so heavy. It's been 8 months since I left the home I built with Sarah. 8 months since I stuffed my clothes into a bag with shaking hands. Her phone screen burning itself into my memory. Message after message. Photos no wife should have, and a voice note I still can't erase. She said my name like it weighed her down. She said he made her feel alive, that our marriage was safety, not passion. That night, I didn't yell, didn't break anything, didn't throw her belongings out. I just walked away. How could I fight for something she had already handed to someone else? I sat in my car a few blocks away, gripping the wheel so hard my knuckles turned white while our text buzzed through. First desperate, then apologetic, finally cold. I never answered. I thought that was strength. But silence doesn't heal. It just preserves the wound. I moved into a small apartment, threw myself into work, cut ties with our shared circle. To others, I simply said we drifted apart. It was easier than admitting the truth, that my wife of 7 years chose someone more thrilling, more spontaneous, more not me. I never filed for divorce. Maybe I wanted her to still feel tethered. Maybe I wanted to see if she'd try to fix what she destroyed. Then last Tuesday happened. I was carrying groceries late at night when I overheard her name from a car radio. I froze. A memorial service at St. Mark's. My heart dropped until I caught the full report. Daniel Harper, respected colleague, loving father. His partner, Sarah Mitchell, requesting privacy. Daniel, her lover, dead. I barely slept, my head replaying every text, every whisper plan, every joke at my expense. And then came something dark, relief. Not quite, but close. Then the heavier thought, would she come back now? Would she expect me to console her? I told myself I didn't care. Yet on Friday, I parked across from St. Mark's, hidden, watching mourners file inside. And there she was, Sarah in a black dress, pale and trembling, flanked by 2 women. She looked older, hollow. My chest tightened, remembering the woman I once loved, who used to curl against me on rainy mornings and whisper that we'd survive anything. Her eyes suddenly locked on mine. She froze, and I knew I wasn't gone from her story. 2 days later, she knocked, standing in my doorway, clutching her purse like armor. "Hi," she whispered. "What do you want, Sarah?" I asked. She looked down. "Can I come in?" Inside, she didn't sit, didn't remove her coat, just hovered by the window. I told her I hadn't gone into the funeral. She said I looked like a ghost outside. "Funny," I replied. "That's what you made me feel like." She flinched. Silence stretched tight between us until she finally broke it. "I'm sorry." I laughed bitterly. For what? Cheating? Lying? Or just for getting caught? Her eyes filled. For everything. For thinking he was my future. For discarding you like you didn't matter. I turned away. Don't rewrite history now that he's gone. "I'm not rewriting it," she said, voice cracking. "I'm facing it. You were good to me, and I betrayed you. I thought I wanted passion. What I really wanted was to feel seen. I was right there. I snapped every single day. You just stopped looking." She broke down crying, quiet and shaking. Against my will. I still wanted to comfort her, though she was the one who carved the wound. "I don't expect forgiveness," she whispered. I regret how I erased you, and you stayed silent. That silence hurt worse than if you'd screamed. "That was the point," I said flatly. We spoke for hours about their affair, his sudden heart attack, the fallout she faced at work, the people who abandoned her. Somewhere between the anger and the honesty, I felt something I hadn't in months, closure. She didn't ask to come back, and I didn't invite her. We both understood the ruins couldn't be rebuilt. Before leaving, she asked, "Will you ever stop hating me?" I looked at her carefully. "I don't hate you. I hate what you did, and maybe that's worse." That night, I stared at the untouched tea she'd left on my table and realized something. My silence hadn't been strength. It had been a prison, trapping us both in the moment of betrayal. Speaking the truth cracked the ice. A month later, I filed for divorce. She didn't contest it. When the papers arrived, smelling of fresh ink, I finally felt air in my lungs again. Healing hadn't come from answers. It came from letting go of the questions. I saw her once more by accident at a cafe. She was laughing with a friend, hair longer, still carrying the weight of loss. Our eyes met, and we exchanged a small nod, not of lovers, not even of friends, but of two people who shared a life and now share a scar. As I walked away, I realized the truth. I had stayed silent because I thought she had erased me. But really, I had erased myself, waiting for closure only I could give. And finally I had,